or another business set up somewhere that you won't have to actively engage yourself in. You won't have to work in that business. You won't have to work in that job, but it is consistently bringing you money day in, day out. How? So this is our wealth building masterclass, and today we are discussing compound interest. I hope you can see my writing. Okay, so now let's start with this. Why do we need to have this thing work in our lives? You see, the reason why we need to discuss this issue of compound interest is because if you want to work all your life or do your business all your life in order to build wealth, then I can guarantee you that you work every time, all times, all days, all weeks until you are dead. But if you want to build wealth and leverage time, not you working every day, you should have your job, you should have your business, but then what we are discussing today is something that you can set up. If you set this thing up, it will be another servant, or I think you should go and refer back to my video where we discussed the difference between the rich and the wealthy. Now you will understand how the rich and the wealthy use money and how they use their time, how they use everything that comes into their pocket. So, but today, now, if we understand this thing that we are trying to discuss today, which is compound interest, what happens is that you will have a servant or another business set up somewhere that you won't have to actively engage yourself in. You won't have to work in that business. You won't have to work in that job, but it is consistently bringing you money day in, day out. How? In this case, time is your greatest friend. Time is your biggest ally. What happens is compound interest works with time. The more time this interest or the money you put in stays, the more money you are going to make over time. For me to give you a very quick illustration, there is something my mentor, one of my mentors talked to me about, and this was the story of two brothers. They started working at the same time at 20, and one opened up an account. He called this account a retirement account, and in this account, this guy was putting in every year, it's in dollars, but we will have to make some conversion back to Naira. Every year, this guy was keeping $4,000 in this account from 20 years old. And then from that 20 that this guy is, he's been keeping $4,000 in this account. And this same account is bringing in an interest of 10% every year. Okay? Now, before I tell you this story in full, let me discuss what is compound interest. What is compound interest? Compound interest is the interest you earn on your principal. Principal is the original deposit or the original investment you make. And then the interest you still earn on the interest that principal earns. If you put in, say, 1 million naira into an investment, and that 1 million naira brings in 100,000, which is 10%, by the first year, you have 1 million, 1.1 million, 1 million, 100,000. What happens is the compound interest means the second year you will be earning interest both on the 1 million and on the 100,000. Now, this is very powerful if you understand what I'm trying to say. You know, Albert Einstein, if you come from physics, every one of us have gone through secondary school, so we know who Albert Einstein is. If you know anything about Albert Einstein, he said that that compound interest is a miracle, and that it is the eighth wonder of the world. And people who understand this, that they reap the benefit or the reward that comes from compound interest. And those who do not understand it, what they do is that they lose. Okay? So if you want to keep working all your life, like I said previously, working without implementing this, then even at old age, at 80, 90, you are still working. But people who understand this will reap the benefits. You won't have to work. I mean, you are sleeping and your money is making money for you. You are sleeping and money is coming in. This is what compound interest can do for you. So let's go back to our previous story. These two brothers that started saving money, they were working, and then the other one started at 20, opened up a retirement account. He every year, this guy puts in $4,000 into this retirement account. And this $4,000 yields 10% every year. Now, at 65 years old, when this guy was 65 years old, I will tell you how much he made. Remember, this guy had started at 20 years when he was 20. At 20, he was saving $4,000 at 10% interest every year. I want to give you an illustration. So when this guy started saving at 20, when he got to 40 years old, at 40, he stopped saving. He stopped putting money into this account. So at 40, he stopped at 40. Stopped at 40. We are going to somewhere. I want you to follow this story very well. Now, what this guy saved up entirely through these 20 years, from 20 years to 40 years, was $80,000. I want you to follow this. It's a story that when my mentor tells the story, he tells it with this joy on his face. So let me explain this thing to you so you understand what compound interest can do for you. If you understand this thing, then you will wish that you started utilizing the power of compound interest yesterday. If you are 35 today, you wish you started when you were 25. And if you are 40 or 45, you wish you started when you were 30 or 35. So now, this guy that started saving at 20, his other brother, remember they were the same age, his other brother started saving the same $4,000 at 40. This guy was 40 years old when he started, and he was saving $4,000 every single year, like this guy, like this his brother at 20. And he was doing what? He was getting the same interest at 10% annually. So what happened? This guy saved and saved and saved and stopped at 65. I want you to follow this story carefully. All right? This guy stopped at 65. And through this period, what this guy was able to save is not $80,000 but $100,000. Don't worry, we will convert all this into Naira so you understand what we are discussing, because this is Nigeria we're talking about. And then I know some of our people globally, other people from across the nations will be watching this down the line. So now, this guy stopped at 65 and he saved up more than this guy at the same interest rate. Can I ask us a question now? Who amongst these two do you think made the most money? At 65, when these two guys were 65, at 65, this our guy, his money was $2.5 million. This $4,000 this guy was saving over the course of 20 years, and then he stopped at 40, became $2.5 million. Let's ask another question. How much do you think our other guy who started when he was 40 made after 25 years? This guy saved and got interest over the course of 20 years. This other man did his and got interest over the course of 25 years. And don't forget, this man saved more. But do you know how much this guy made? This other guy, this our guy who stopped at 65, he made $400,000. This is the miracle of compound interest. You may wonder what happened here. What happened here was that this man started early. And when he stopped doing this, when he stopped saving, when he was 40, from 40 to 65, that he wasn't saving anything anymore, this money was already working every year. The one he has saved earlier started working every year, but this man, he started late. So why I'm saying this is this: compound interest, when you want to get the benefit of compound interest, time is your biggest ally. You have to start early. If you haven't started today, start now. Personally, I cannot teach you what I don't do. Personally, I have a compound interest account. Every week, I save money into the account. I can't tell you how much. It's big, it's little, but I am saving every single week. You know why I'm doing that? Because down the line, I know some 30 years down the line, if I look at that money, I wonder, is this money I'm keeping every week? Right now, I take it from my account every week, and I won't even feel that I removed any money from there. But I can tell you that same money that maybe I could have used to go out and eat fish on the weekend or hang out with some friends, 30, 40 years down the line from today, that money will be worth probably billions or hundreds of millions. This is the power of compound interest. All right, and if you understand this thing that I'm trying to teach you today, you will go very far. When people are fretting and worrying about money, your case will be entirely different. You will not have to worry because you know you have a plan. If you have a business, all right, if you have a business, you probably are utilizing the power of compound interest, but you are actively in the process. I mean, if you put in, say, 1 million into your business, and then by the end of the year, 1 million gets you 1.2 million. The next year, you have to put that 1.2 million back into the business, and it brings maybe 1.7 million, and on and on. But in this situation, you are actively involved in this. And the difference between you using compound interest in your business and using compound interest in a savings or in a high interest account in savings or investment is when you implement this is surely going to always be there and safe. But in your business, something can come tomorrow and just wipe your business out. Like, I lost some of my businesses during the COVID-19, you know? So anything can come and destroy, but when you put this in an account, you can start small. You will go very far. So the purpose of our training today is in two parts. One, what you need, you don't need just knowledge. You and I can tell that knowledge is abundantly everywhere. Everywhere on the internet right now, you can see knowledge everywhere. But my assignment is to give you a step-by-step process or a roadmap that you can use to build wealth. And if you follow this roadmap and you follow every single teaching that I will be dishing out from now henceforth, I can guarantee you something. You will never, ever have to worry about your future when it comes to money again. You may worry about other things, but if it comes to money or building wealth, you will never have to worry again. This is something that took me a long time to learn and understand. And I am giving you this as a token of my giving back to people or to every other person from what I have learned. This is my journey so far, and I'm sharing everything, and I don't want you to go through the errors, the mistakes, and the heartaches I went through in my quest for building wealth. Let me show you guys what compound interest can do for you. Let's assume, for instance, that you have a means of every year doubling 1,000 naira. If you get 1,000 naira today and you put it somewhere, let's assume that you have a means of doubling that 1,000 naira every single year. Let me show you how much that your 1,000 naira will amount to in 30 years. Let's do a simple calculation. We have the formula for compound interest, but I know a lot of people don't want anything that has to do with math. So I will show you and show us exactly how to get the most from compound interest. Let's do this. Compound interest. So 1,000 naira. Let's do a simple illustration that will also throw some more lights into what compound interest can do for you. Let's say, for instance, you have an account somewhere where you can save 1,000 naira, and every year that 1,000 naira yields extra, double of itself. So in the first year, what this 1,000 naira will give you is 2,000 naira. This is year 1. Let's call it the first year. Year 1, your 1,000 naira gave birth to 2,000 naira. Remember how we talked about compound interest. Compound interest means that you get interest both on the principal and interest on the interest derived from the principal. So in year 2 now, what is going to happen is we will say this times 2, because we are getting 100% returns or interest. So in year 2, your 2,000 naira, we have 2,000. 2,000 naira becomes 4,000. This is year 2. Are you following? This is year 2. Year 3, let's do for year 3. 4,000 now. 4,000 gives us 8,000. Okay? We call it year 3. Year 4, we are going for 30 years. I want you to understand the power of compound interest. Year 4, we are at 8,000, which will give us 16,000. This is year 4. All right? Year 5, 16,000 comes to 32,000. This is year 5. Year 6, 32,000 becomes 64,000. Year 6. Don't forget, we want to get this to year 30. Once we get to year 30, I want you to see what 1,000 naira can become over the course of 30 years. It may look very trivial to you, it may look insignificant, but then if you follow this, let's see how much this 1,000 can give us in 30 years. Let's continue. On year 7, 64,000 gives us is it 28 years? Correct, yeah? This is 128,000. So now, let's do for year 8. 128,000. What is this supposed to be? This should be 256,000. 256,000. This is year 8. When we get to year 30, you will see what this will give us. This is year 8. So let's start from the top again. Year 9. Okay, so we have 256,000. Gives us what? 512. Okay, so we are at 500,000 right now. So this is year 9. Year 10. We have 512 to what?
1,024,000.
Okay, this is in naira. Don't forget that this is naira. 1,024,000. Okay. Now let's proceed to year 11. Year 11, because I want you to understand how this thing works. If you understand this thing, you will never have to fret and worry again. All you want to worry about henceforth is where can you find, what kind of account or what place can you put your money and it will start yielding this. That's the only worry you will have to go through. What is this? What do we have here?
2,048,000.
2,048,000. So this is year 11. Year 12. Now I don't want to use the compound interest formula, because once I use that, we will lose a lot of people. At least 90% of people will not understand what we are saying. It will feel alien to them. So let's go to year 12. Year 12 is 2,048. What is 4,096,000. Okay, so year 13, we have 4,096,000. What is the other one?
8,192,000.
8,192,000. This is year 13. Don't forget we are doing a 30-year compound interest. So year 14, we have 8,192,000, which is what?
16,384,000.
16?
Yes.
16,384,000. Okay? You see how this is building up? This is year 14. Year 15. We have 16,384,000. What is the equivalent?
32,768,000.
32,768,000. Now, don't forget, we are all just year 15 now. This is year 15. This is just 1,000 that we started with. And it's only someone who doesn't understand. That is the same reason why Einstein said, he who understands compound interest reaps the benefit, and he who doesn't understand it suffers from it. And it's Warren Buffett is one of the persons that we know who is the greatest investor of the 21st century, right? But this same man, do you know what this man said? This man said that he started investing when he was, I think, 17 or 18. But when he is asked what is his biggest regret in business, he always says that he wished he started investing earlier because of this compound interest. So a man who is a multi-billionaire, I mean, he's worth, I think, about 80 something or 90 something billion dollars today. He says that he wishes that he started earlier. How much more you and I? Now, year 16, we have 32,768, which is 65 what? 536,000. Interesting. Let's do year 17. Year 17, we have 536,000. What does that give us?
131 million.
131. 131 million. Okay. 72,000. 72,000. 07, right?
Yes.
2,000. Now we have 131 million. 131 million in year 17. By the time we are getting to year 30, I think we will be getting to a few billions. Remember, it's just 1,000. And we just put the 1,000, we've not added any other thing to it. So if you understand compound interest, your life will completely change. The question you'll be asking yourself from today is, where can I put my money so it can start compounding? That should be your only problem. That should be your only concern. If you understand what I'm teaching today, all you'll be wondering and thinking about is where, and I'll show you where. All right, so let's continue. This is year 18. This is year 18. And year 18, we have 131,072,00. What do we have? 262,140,000. What? 4,000. Okay. Year 19. Remember, it's still a $1,000, 1,000 naira. 262,144, which is
524 million.
524 million. 288,000. My goodness. Okay. Year 20. So just in case for any reason you want to stop at year 20, this is what your 1,000 will give you. Let's see. It's already 1 billion. By year 20, we have 524 28800, which is
1,048,000,000.
good. 1 billion
48,576,000.
1,048,000,000. Okay, correct? 100 and what?
576,000.
576,000. This is if you stop at year 20. At year 20, you are having 1 billion from 1,000. How is that possible? So all you have to ask yourself right now, if you are watching this today, is you call yourself and tap yourself. You can even knock yourself on the head and tell yourself, can you give me an idea where I can put 1,000 and every year 1,000 will give birth to 2,000 or multiply itself, and the next year the 2,000 will give birth to 4,000. This is all you should think about. And the next is, I will show us a practical way and a system where you can plug in your money and this will start happening. And this is what I use. And I will show us exactly how that is done. Okay, so this is year 20. As powerful as this is, I mean, this is just 1,000 that we started with. And we are at year 20. At year 20 of doubling our 1,000 every year, we have this. We have 1,448,550,076,000. So let's go to year 21. Don't forget, we are working towards a 30-year plan. So year 21, we have 1,048,576,000. Now, what does that give us when you... Okay, so
2 billion.
that will be 2 billion.
97 million.
97 million.
152,000.
100.
Yes.
152,000. This is year 21. Let's do year 22. Year 22. We have 2 billion 97 million 152,000. Now what do we have?
4 billion.
4 million. 4 billion.
Yes. 94 million.
94.
194.
Oh, 194 million. Interesting. 194 million.
304.
304,000. Good. This is year 22. Now let's go to year 23. Year 23. Don't forget, building wealth is a long-term game. If you focus on, we discussed last week on the difference between the rich and the poor, but the rich and the wealthy. And the rich are always focused on the short term, just make money, invest and get the money and use it to buy something and all that. But the wealthy want to think long term. They think long term every time. Anything they do is long term thinking. 50 years, 20 years, 30 years, even 100 years. We have the wealthy who have even thought out plans of 300 years for their empires, for their families, for their countries and all that. So when you are thinking about building wealth, don't think about 2 years. Never think about 3 years or 5 years. Don't even think 10 years. 20, but think from 30 and above. That is how you have develop the mindset of building wealth. So this is year 23. Year 23, we have 4 billion 194 million 304,000. What does this give us when we double it?
8 billion.
We have 8 billion.
388 million.
388 million.
608,000.
608,000. You know why this issue of billion is sounding very good to my ears? When some of us think about building wealth and you hear 30 years, you may fret and say 30 years is such a long time. But imagine that in 30 years, you are able to use some of your savings, the money you are probably wasting right now, using on some things that are not important, spending money on wants, not needs. Imagine all those money you've been spending on your wants. If you don't understand the difference between wants and needs, refer back to my video on where we discussed the difference between the rich and the wealthy. All that money you've been spending on your wants, not needs. Imagine you've been putting that in a high interest account where you are getting just 10% year over year. Imagine how much that would be in 30 years. I will show us something and where you can do that. Now, we have, after 23 years of multiplying 1,000 every year, doubling 1,000 every year, we have 8,388,608,000. We have 388 million, 608,000. So now, let's go to year 24. In year 24, we have 8,388,608. Okay, so what does that give us?
16 million.
16 billion, not million.
Oh, sorry.
16 billion.
We have 16 billion, right?
777
777 million.
216.
16,000. Are you imagining what I'm imagining? This is year 24. Let's get to year 30 and see how these men have accumulated. So when you hear of some billionaires around the world, what they have used, every single one of them, what they have used and utilized is the principle of compound interest, both in business and in their individual high interest accounts. This is what they have used. So if you aspire to be wealthy, this is the formula. Now let's go to year 25. Year 25. We have 16 billion 777,216,000. Now what do we have? 33 billion.
Yes.
33 billion.
554.
554
million.
554.
432,000.
432,000. My goodness. Year 26. We have 33554. Sorry about that. 43200. Okay, what does that give us?
67 billion.
67 billion.
108 million.
108 million.
Yes.
Okay.
864,000.
864,000. Fantastic. Year 27. 67 108 86400. What does that give us?
134 billion.
100
34 billion.
and 34 billion
217 million.
217
7 to 8,000.
7 what?
To 8,000.
7 to 8,000. My goodness. Don't forget, this is just our 1,000 naira. Just 1,000 that we've been doubling over the course of 27 years. So the question you should be asking yourself right now, ladies and gentlemen, is this: where can I put my money and it will compound? What reliable system, what reliable place will I put my money so it can compound? Once you find that place, go and rest. If you are sleeping at night, you will never have to worry about money again. You may worry about other things, your kids, your education, whatever it is, but not money again. So let's go to year 28. Year 28. We're almost done. 134 217 7 28,000. What does that give us?
268 billion.
200 and what?
68 billion.
Mm-hmm.
435 million.
435 million. Mm-hmm.
456,000.
456,000. So now, if you hear all the kind of money they call maybe in the House of Assembly or the presidency, all those kind of money, know that you can do it yourself over the course of many years, 30 years, if you understand how compound interest works. Now, I know you already understand it. Your assignment right now is to find where to put your money so it can compound. And I'll show you and tell you where. So, year 29, we are almost done. We have 268, 435, 456, 00. Okay? So, that gives us what?
536 billion.
My goodness. 5 what?
36 billion.
36 billion.
870 million. 870 million.
870 million.
912,000.
912,000. Year 30, what we should be looking at is 1 trillion plus. 1 trillion from your 1,000. So the things you need now is, one, you need to find a system where you can put your money to multiply or to give you consistent compound interest. Secondly, you need to obtain the discipline to not touch that money. Allow it and forget about it so it can grow. So 30 years from today, if you are 20 today, 30 years from today, you are in your 50s. If you are 30 today, on your 30s, 30 years from today, you are in your 60s. If you are 40 today, 30 years from today, you are in your 70s. You have more than enough money to take care of your children, even take care of your children, and even leave some for charity or for other causes you believe in. Do you follow? So let's go to year number 30. This is the grand finale of our compound interest calculation. Remember that we only doubled 1K. Okay? We only doubled 1K we only doubled 1,000 every year over the course of 30 years. 30 years. Okay? So the grand finale, year 30, drum roll. We had here 500. Let me write this very boldly so people can say it well. 536 870 912,000. So when we double this after year 30, what do we have? Ladies and gentlemen, listen to what we have.
1 trillion.
Year 30, we have 1 trillion
72 billion.
72 billion.
So 73 billion.
73 billion.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. 73 billion.
Yeah. 741 million.
741 million.
824,000.
824,000. My God. This is how much, ladies and gentlemen, your 1,000 naira will give you if you double it over the course of 30 years. Do you understand the power of compound interest now? When we started, it felt like a joke. 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, 4,000, 4,000, 8,000, 8,000, 16,000, but this is where we arrived at. So finally, let's go to the action steps. How do you start multiplying your compound interest? I'll give you 2 approaches to follow today. The first approach I will give you is the one you may be used to right now, walk into your bank right now and ask them, do you have any savings or high interest account that can give you up to 10%? Barest minimum 10% every year. And ask them that you want it to be a compounding account. If they say yes, then create an account and every single month start saving. Listen carefully. If you are in your 20s, every single month start saving at least 10% of all your earnings into that account. If you are in your 30s, start saving at least 15% of all that you earn every month into that account. Make sure that the account yield gives you a compound interest of at least 10% every month. Now, if you are in your 40s, make sure that you save at least 20%. Remember, we are building for the future, not now. We are building wealth so that when you are in your old age, you will never have to worry. You won't have to depend on your grandkids or your children for any of your needs. You are comfortable. You don't worry about money. You live a long, ripe, old, enjoyable age. Now, if you are in your 50s, I said 40s last, right? If you are in your 50s, save at least a quarter, 25% of your money in that high interest account every single month. I am just giving you a roadmap, a step-by-step process for you to start implementing this today. Now, this is what I do. If you want to follow me and do what I do, what you have to do is go to Harvest. We have our own platform because I have looked around and I couldn't find a platform where I can get the kind of interest rate I am looking for. Because I know that with all that is going on in the world of business, there can always be more than 10% out there. So we created a platform where people can save and invest and get as much as 18% interest rate. It is at harvest.com. Harvest. Listen, this is Harvest. HAVV.com. By the way, our application will be ready soon, so you can now have it on your phone as an app, so you can use it to save and invest. So what I do is every single week I go to harvest.com, which is our platform. And I've also told all my people, all my teammates and my colleagues, every one of my people should save in this platform. Even our cleaner, even the least of our staff, they have to save here and invest here. Why? Because we cannot be preaching what we don't do. I don't preach what I don't do. I can't even have the confidence to preach or teach you what I don't do. So now, what I do is I come here every week. Mine is weekly because I want to build my wealth very fast. Every week I come to Harvest and I save. When I save, once it matures to how much I want to invest, I will invest it. And of all of my savings and investments, I get at least 15%. So this is what I do personally. You know what you want to do. So every single year, and I can tell you, 100 years from today, Harvest will still be there. We are building a structure and a system that even when myself, who is the head of the entire program and the entire structure of Harvest, even when I am not there, there will be other people who can take over from me, because we don't know when we will die. Anybody can die any moment. I know people will say, God forbid, it's not my portion. The people who died also said, God forbid, it's not their portion. So even when I'm not around, Harvest will run on its own. This is a system we created to help people, not just Nigerians, but Africans and people across the world, the nations, to build wealth. So if you come on inside Harvest, what we created is a system that will enable your money to recur. Every year, once you get your interest, say you are getting 15 or 18% interest, every year, that money, the interest you get, will get its own interest. So that is compound interest in the system. The system does the work for you. All you have to do is to fund your account and make your savings, and then you watch your interest grow. You see the power and the miracle of compound interest working for you. Okay? This is what we've created because we want people to get wealthy. We want to create wealth for our people. And by the way, all that money, do you know where we put that money? How we generate all that interest and returns is that we invest all that money in real estate. And I have very fantastic news for us. Our Havana City project is coming up. I have never talked about it, but I will have a dedicated video where I talk about the Havana City project, what it's all about, and what we are doing. Okay? So right now we are in the process of acquiring the site for the project, which is about 600 hectares of land. All right, and when we start the project, you will learn about it. So for now, what I want you to do is go back to this video, watch it again. Personally, I watch every single video that I create. I spend time learning from myself. All right, because some things I say today, I may not even remember them, but when I go back to the video, I will refresh my memory and learn from it. So watch this video again, go back to the drawing board and follow the action steps. Walk into your bank, and if you don't want to walk into your bank and do if you want to follow my steps, go to harvest.com and create an account, verify the account with your ID, and then start saving and investing. All right? So this is our video for today. I thank you so much for watching through this video. Stay with us to the end of this video, and please like this video and subscribe to our channel so you can always get notified when we create another wealth building series for you. Thank you very much, guys. My name is Chukwuka. Have a great day.